I do want to ask you about something, and that's something we haven't talked about it
Ooh.
yet. What is this new thing that is now like everywhere about groomers? See that thing that
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, no, I know what
sent
you're talking
you
about. Yeah,
today?
but that was like a
The
fake.
groomers,
That was a fake
but I think.
article. You know that, right? It was like by this. It was a. It's like the Onion. You just sent me an Onion article.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
Oh, do you see? Fake news. He's spreading fake news unknowingly.
No, no, no.
Not.
I sent you so you could read
I read the
the head
copy,
the
but did you read who wrote it?
no.
It wasn't Vox. It was Pox. It's a parody. It's right on the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So the groom. I mean,
So wait, was that guy trying to?
he was making a parody of this the today's. I don't know. Like I think.
I think it follows the no say gay thing from Florida, right? The
Yeah, something like that. It was a
don't
critic, a
say gay or something
commentary
like that.
on the don't say gay laws that went came in for life. But like apparently there is grooming is a thing, and what's his name? The guy who got suicided, quote unquote, had a sex island, and he groomed a lot of probably of
Oh,
the
the
girls,
Epstein
the
guy.
Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein,
Well, I mean,
and
grooming is just another word for an indoctrination.
no, 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 no. Grooming is a very sexual thing, I think.
Oh, really?
In the
Gr-
context, in the
Grooming?
controversy, yeah, and correct
Because
me.
grooming to me, it's like shaping,
Yeah,
grooming,
no, no, no. But
forming.
this
You
is
know?
definitely grooming is when you bait somebody who is underaged
Oh, I
into
didn't know
having
that.
sexual relations with you when
Because I guess the
they're not
discussion
mature enough or they're not of legal age.
pedophilia is
Yeah,
that
I mean
another word for
statutory. I
pedophilia?
mean, yeah, maybe.
Pedophilia, not
I'm not
pedophilia.
sure if it overlaps because pedophilia has an
Is it
age.
pedophilia or pedophilia?
I think they're both accepted. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know.
Anyways.
But I think, I mean, I've heard the word grooming in the context of, there was like this underage, like imagine like
Like
somebody who's,
luring an
yeah,
underage
luring,
person,
like sort of seducing,
convincing.
but it's in a way that is very deliberate. You know exactly what the groomer knows exactly what they're
Okay,
doing.
so it's basically
But I guess,
influencing. Okay,
yeah,
in a specific way,
yeah.
like
In
in
order, but
a
I guess what your definition that you were using,
intentional way.
the definition you were using, it was a more broad definition that I think it's also valid.
Mm.
I'm just thinking in the context of the article that you sent, which is about sexual grooming.
Right.
It was not just about, and you can pull the
Yeah,
article out just
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought that grooming was more in a sense of indoctrinating, grooming,
right.
like shaping, forming. Like I'm going to
Well,
influence you to think certain way.
let's
Like
ask
I'm
the
grooming you to
yeah.
become this person that thinks just like me, or like
Let's
because they're talking about teachers that are allowed
yeah,
that.
yeah, no. Oh, check it out. So the almighty Google says that it's the action by a pedophile of preparing a child for a meeting, especially via an
Oh, okay.
internet chat room,
Okay,
with an intention of committing a sexual offense. So
bro.
that's one of the two definitions. Oh,
Okay.
the other one is obviously the practice of brushing and cleaning the coat of a horse, dog, or other animal. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah. You
groom the horse.
groom your dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand it better now. I understand
Yeah,
it
yeah,
better now. So
yeah.
they're talking about like teachers being allowed to talk about sex and or
Yeah, exactly. So
sexuality or sexual elements in class for kids
like
with kids.
yeah, but the parody they were trying to make is like they're trying to akin sex ed to grooming, right? So you're literally teaching
Well,
about the like in my country. I
country.
had quote unquote. I didn't have sex ed. I had biology class, which we studied the reproductive system, and that's
I
saying
had
that
sex education.
specifically. I don't
Yes,
remember having sex ed, but I
educação sexual, sexual education. Yeah.
maybe I had it. I don't really remember.
I don't know if it was sex education or sexual education.
It doesn't. Yeah. I mean, this was in Brazil, so
Yeah, and I remember that was in what was it, fifth grade? I was maybe
Yeah, it was
11 or
yeah,
10
11
or
or 12,
11?
11 or 12, because that's when
12.
at least girls start going through puberty, and some
Right.
guys too. So
Right.
it's important, like, to know what the heck is happening to
Right.
me, to my body,
Right.
right? So that's and it was, I clearly remember, like, the teacher saying, "Okay, guys, we're going to study the system. It's just like any other thing in your body. So quit it with the laughing, right? Because everyone, ooh, we're talking about the penis and the vagina,
But yeah, 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 yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so, like,
yeah.
it's
I
oh,
remember
we're
that. I
gonna.
remember.
It's almost like having the talk with your parents, where
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the first time you're talking about these subjects, and with an adult. Are you crazy? So
It's just
that's the joke behind the thing. Is like, oh, people are so against
I think
kids
they're trying.
learning about their own body that they're akin, making a impression. Oh, this is like grooming. Like, I'm
I think
preparing
that
these
what they're
kids.
trying to do is like trace a age limitation. You
Sure.
like you don't teach that to 5-year-olds
Yeah, I
or
mean,
to
I
six year
don't know,
olds.
but, like,
When you're going to
prepubescent.
yeah, then that's a different conversation, I think. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I actually I wanted to ask you about if you knew anything about it, because I've been seeing that word a lot, and like groomers, like it's like there's teachers that want to talk
I mean,
about their sexual lives to kids, or
I never heard such story or stories, so I'm not sure where you're getting
yeah,
information from. But just for the sake of argument, let's say
social
it's
media
around
stuff.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something that popped up like constantly, and I'm like, what the hell is
yeah,
this?
but
Like,
that's not necessarily, so just because something pops up constantly. It's more reflective of the algorithm and the shock value of the thing that's being rebroadcasted than the actual value. Because a lot of times things get um, resent and shared and whatnot, and just and turns out they were not really accurate.
okay,
But grooming happens all the time. Like, you hear it across all industries. Especially people, influencers that have have their own following, and people, they
right,
become, there's just like an imbalances of power, and this older person has like younger fans, and, oh, but you almost look like 16, or you're gonna be 17, blah blah blah. That's grooming. That's a crime. And so the relationship between fans and their the person happens in politics. Like, there's like this scandal with that Republican senator or whatever politician from Florida, Matt Gaetz guy.
okay,
It's known that he or there's been some press about some underage situations going there. Think about all of the not Harvey Weinstein, the Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey
Harvey
Epstein. They
Weinstein was
rhyme.
a
They rhyme.
different thing.
Yeah, the terrible people that rhyme, and their own
But you
island,
never
because
know.
allegedly was
You
all
never
about,
fucking
like,
know.
underage minors and sex trafficking, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all around us, sadly. But yeah. So it's not necessary. Maybe it's more present right now for whatever reason. And maybe it's a hijacking of the conversation. They're trying to make these false equivalences, which are a fallacy, and
Could be, could be.
and they're trying to, like, get you riled up and trying to get people to vote for certain sides, just
Yeah.
because, like, you see
Yeah.
what these people are doing. They're trying to make the teachers groom, therefore cancel sex ed, therefore
Yeah,
morality,
I think
therefore all these things.
the biggest difference is, like, I feel like one side wants to give more power to the government and the other side wants to give no power to the government.